I'll make up some time here for you busy folks. So let me do a quick introduction to Leo, and it's about 3 or 4 slides, but I think it sets the table pretty quickly for you. So as you can see here, we're both desktop and phone enabled. And on the phone, you see a little squiggly line there, team. We use something called NLP, NLQ. It's kind of like Siri for the insurance world. You can speak to the database, okay? Show me all the real estate prospects in 90017, all right? Now, our whole existence, the main reason why Leo exists is to data mine 40 million businesses, bringing back a number of different data points for you. Those data points center around three distinct areas. One's the business, the contact, and then enhancing that with insurance-specific information. You're probably already reading here, but you can see on the business data, we're bringing over the revenue, number of employees, address, and classification. On the contacts, we're bringing over title, phone, email, and LinkedIn information when applicable. And then, again, you're probably already ahead of me, but on the insurance-specific information, you can see the typical insurance information we're bringing over, and then the subcategories, like the EIN number, the carrier, the broker, the effective dates. And we're always adding more information into Leo. As you see here, we're adding class codes and loss cost multipliers. We are working hand in hand with NCCI to bring over more data. When we have integration with management systems, whether it's AMS 360, Hawksoft, or SearchNow, we can data mine that book of business and match up those 40 million businesses with your current book, bringing over prospects by location and classification to your book. We can also bring over things like X dates, cross-selling opportunities, and win-backs within inside of Leo. So with that being said, why don't we just go forward? If there's no questions, Kevin, I don't know if this is open for questions right away, or are we saving that to the end?
We're saving that to the end, and that'll be they can do it in the chat or the Q&A.
Okay, great. Look forward to that. So one moment here, I'm going to bring up my phone. As I mentioned, we're both laptop and phone enabled. On the phone, it's exactly like the laptop here. If I ever put in California here, simply by touching C and hitting apply, and within a second or so, all the prospects in the state of California come up, and simply tap on here and get more information on this account, whether it's contacts, 5500 DOT. I wanted to show this really quick. We're going to drive on the laptop here, but I wanted to show you how quick and intuitive the mobile app is also, okay? So let's come over inside of Leo. We're going to data mine that 40 million businesses here, and then we're going to come over here and explain what some of these key components are here. So I believe you guys are headquarters in North Carolina. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if I were to data mine North Carolina, I'm going to put in NC. Up comes all the prospects inside of North Carolina. I can search by county. I can search by city, zip. I can search by quick industry lookups. These are popular verticals inside of Leo. I can pick construction if I want, or services, whatever the case might be, simply by clicking on here and hitting apply. So now we're data mining North Carolina and all the construction industry. We can come down here to employee count, staying off the bottom. Maybe I want to stay out of the top market. I can do something like this, and I can search workers' comp date ranges. So if I want to search from, say, September to the end of the year, I can do something like this and hit apply, and up comes the workers' comp information. So you can see how it's very intuitive and very easy to use, and we can highlight a carrier or a broker that we might do good against, or ones that we want to stay away from. We can simply highlight here, or come down here and make sure that the data has the information here that we're looking for. So we're going to come back to our searching by criteria, but that's how simple it is to use. I always say that, technology at its best is extremely simple. So here's our searching by criteria, data mining, again, that 40 million businesses. You can data mine by key names also. Over here is discovery. This is where we would match up that book of business. We do not have to have integration with the book of business. There's a couple different tiers of product offering for Leo. This one happens to be that book of business integration. So here are prospects that look like our in-force policy, our customer, one boy, three girls. And we're building out a prospect list and then highlighting which customer that looks like. We do that in location and in classification. As you use Leo, we'll use machine learning and we'll build out a prospect list. This is a demo database. We'll build out a prospect list based on your searching over here. So over time, you won't even have to search. Leo knows who you are, and through machine learning has built out that prospect list. On the pipeline, again, this is where the workflow It's producer built. We have a lot of key producers that are on our board that are giving us insight. So you're going to search, discover what Leo's brought to you, and save these in your pipeline. How you save prospects in a pipeline? This is a prospect. We simply come over here, team, and we click on Save to List. That's how we build out our pipeline. Let's take a moment here now and let's look at those different business or information classifications that I talked about. We have our business summary, our contacts, and then our insurance specific. Again, from advice from producers, said, can you give us a real quick overview of what's in those tabs to see if we want to delve in any deeper? So here's that 5,500, the pension information. This is your 401k, your benefits, dental, all that information here. And we're given a quick summary here. Here's our OSHA violations in the last recent visit by OSHA, our workers' comp summary, our EIN number, and then you see a green mark here and a green mark here. What that means is this information is showing up exactly the same in multiple different databases, so the propensity of this data to be correct is extremely high. I always find this kind of interesting. So there's a lot of service people that said, I can never find the EIN number. And so they said, can we make a copy to a clipboard? So just something ease of use like that has been a huge buy-in for our customers. So you can copy this, put it in your management system. Let's take a look. We're going to come back to contacts in a moment. This 5,500 form, for those that aren't familiar with it, we bring over the summary, and over here we bring over the form. And a lot of people in workers' comp are starting to use this form. Here's why. There's two forms. The long form, this is 57 pages, or a short form. In that form, whether it's either version, you're going to get the plan administrator. On the mid-market accounts, that's probably your key person for insurance. There's validation of the EIN number. You also get the amount of people participating in this at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. So you can see if they're trending up or down on employees, which would obviously affect payroll, which would probably affect that workers' comp policy. DOT, we come over to here, again, that summary of the DOT information, and then taking you quickly over to that Safer site, parking you on the prospect's DOT site, and then giving you information from the DOT site. OSHA, we do the same thing, but a little bit different here, because OSHA violations, from what I understand, can hold for 3 to 5 years. So we're given a summary of time over here to see if there's other violations. Here's that summary, and then we can click in here and go over to that violation. Any open citations, we can come over here and look and see what the inspection report is. So again, as you can see, our whole goal is to give you information as quickly as possible, as detailed as possible, to make the claim of, is this somebody that I want to put in my pipeline or not? Workers' comp information. We're bringing over the renewal, the effective dates over time, but we're also giving you a visual representation of, are these people shopping, right? So we look at 2018 to 23, and we can see, the carrier relationships, and we can see the broker relationships. And down here, we have the effective date, the renewal dates, the policy number. As we can see here, there's a couple of different offices associated with this workers' comp and the different policies for those different offices. Upsell and X trends, I'd say a lot of times this is for maybe a newer producer going after a vertical. We're going to give information on what type of policy, what type of risk do you write for that vertical, and then X date trends. This is really, when you start looking at agriculture or universities, you might see some flat dates here, knowing that those are dates that you want to stay away from, reaching out to them, and then the better dates over here. Lastly, on this summary, we also bring over to Business Google, not just Google, Business Google. So this is Bale Brothers, their URL, and then we come down here is their Facebook, their LinkedIn, Dun & Bradstreet, Better Business Bureaus down here. So a lot of good information right at your fingertips really quickly. On contacts, let's park here for a moment. On contacts, we like this visual representation of, is this information correct? How much can I depend on this information? A green check mark on an email is 100% correct. We validated, we send their server a request, it came back, that's green. We send their server a request, doesn't come back, that's gray. And if it bounces, it's not in our system. The gray could be that they just don't allow you to validate emails. A couple different things here. We can cut and paste. We can reach out to the LinkedIn profile on this individual, find out if there's more information here, a number of different things we can do there. We can also use Leo's templates. We have a number of different templates in here that you can use. Here's a workers' comp template. This one tends to be a little bit longer. You can delete and add, or you can come over here and create your own template simply by clicking on here. using our mail merge fields over here. You can create your own template and name it whatever you want and use that template over and over and over. You can also add your auto signature in here. And as you notice on these templates, you can add more contacts in here, and we copy or we BCC your corporate email account for a couple different reasons, right? One is E&O exposures. That way, if it's your corporate email, it's going to store in your management system. And then any further correspondence will actually be done through your corporate email. The other thing we can do over here is push to popular CRMs. Agency Zoom's been fairly prolific out there, so we can push into Agency Zoom. And when we do that, you can pick the pipeline in your Agency Zoom or push into Salesforce here. So that's contacts on clients. This is that book of business integration, cross-selling, win-backs, upcoming renewals. If we look at a client right here, we can get information from the management system. Again, remember, this is a mobile app too, so you can get all this information on your phone when you're traveling. So, and again, this is pulling over from the management system and the fields in the management system. And then lastly, down here, similar prospects based on location and classification. And up top is our cross-selling recommendations. These recommendations are based on your book of business and policyholders that look similar to this client right here. And then win-backs. These are policies without effective dates in your system. And then upcoming renewals. I know a lot of the service team sends out that Excel file for the producers to work. You can simply come in here and work through your upcoming renewals. And we also offer reports in Leo. So this is that book of business reporting, top clients. You can click on here, see who your top clients are, or you can do reports on just prospecting. So we can click in here, get information on our top clients. One thing I think you'll see about reporting, and I lived in the agency management world for a while, the reports are extremely fast, right? It would take a number of minutes and a few reports to gen that one up. This one here, these are prospect summaries by producers. So are my producers prospecting? How many prospects did they view? How many did they save to their pipeline? And then over here, how many did they push into a CRM? And then lastly, again, this is where a lot of people spend their time looking in Leo, data mining that business and building out their unique pipeline and pushing that into an area that they want to push. Lastly, I'll let you know is that you can download these reports, whether it's your pipeline or searching, you can download it to an Excel file. That file looks like this. We have a prospect name, classification, industry. We have a key phone number, key contact. We also bring over the EIN number, the workers' comp, ex-state carrier broker, excuse me. Same thing with the 5500 pension information. And then we come over to the DOT, any OSHA violations, and then being able to use that file as needed. So, Kevin, I went pretty quick to make up some time. I'll turn it over to the team a little bit, see if there's any questions. Hello? Hello there.
Hey, Scott, can you hear me?
I can hear you. There you are.
All right. So this is Scott Mudger at First Choice. So I was joining as well. I know Kevin's on the phone with me right now. Believe it or not, what about some technical difficulties today? His computer just actually shut down. So if anybody's on the line that would like to ask any questions, Scott's open for questions. So please.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa's got, hi, Lisa. While building your pipeline, will the program notify you based on policy renewal dates?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the pipeline's a little bit different. This is prospects, and I may not be getting it right, Lisa. So let's banter back and forth. So here's your clients, and here are your upcoming renewals. So I don't give you an alert on an upcoming renewal. You'll have to go into this area if we have that book of business integration and view this client and their renewal and then any cross-selling opportunities associated with that. So I don't alert you. And as you can see, I don't do the service work in here. I let the producer know that you have an upcoming renewal. Please let me know if that answered your question. Okay. Could you advise on pricing, please? Yeah, I can, John. And listen, this is our retail pricing right now. Okay. And for group pricing, I can talk with Scott and we can arrange something for you folks. Our standard package is that no integration, right? Our professional package, the difference being is Agency Zoom and Salesforce integration. If a lot of folks don't have that, what I've done, and we're very, very flexible here. I've allowed you to have access to this package here for this package price. And again, based on any sort of group thing that we might do with the team, we can negotiate on pricing outside of that. Okay. What I always like to say is that if I can help you close one policy in a year, Leo pays for itself. Great question, though. Thank you. Anything else? We had John, we had Lisa. Scott, anything you can think of?
No, not right off. I mean, very intuitive, very good option. You made a good comment there. If you can sell one policy a year, it pays for itself. I mean, it just comes down to using the technology. And obviously, if you're using it, then you're going to close more than one sale.
Well, and you know what, you touched on a topic. I'm a Salesforce admin. I led teams at Vertafore for a while. My dad had a brokerage, my uncle did. So I've been around for a long time. And you're 100% right. I've always coached producers. I did IBM training for producers. It's got to be used, right? And I always bring up the phone because, right from here, I can shoot out an email, right? Right from here, I can make a phone call. I can go into the LinkedIn profile. Number of different things I can use. It very, very intuitive. At my location, I put in California, but I can easily put in North Carolina by simply tapping. I hit Dakota. It's probably not too much up there, right? But anyhow, nobody's in Dakota on here. So anyhow, we bring up North Carolina, but I can keep doing my filtering here if I want to do by size. Again, very easy to use, very quick and intuitive. So we're getting a lot of producer buy-in because, again, we are being built by a lot of producers in the community. Frank Setner, who wrote Sajida and part of AMS 360s on our team. So,
yeah.
Okay, explain the differences between Agency Zoom and AMS 360. Okay, great question, Jay. So Agency Zoom was created by a captive producer. I think he has since sold the business to Vertafore. And Agency Zoom is more of a marketing kind of CRM. Let's go like this. I'll show you the difference here. Oh, the price difference. Oh, okay. There we go. Let's ignore everything to the right of $67. So for the team on this call, you're going to get this package for $67 unless we negotiate down a little bit with a group pricing, okay? That help out, Jay? I can say it a little bit differently if this helps. You get everything except integration with the book of business, okay? The reason being that's manpower labor on our end, so we do charge a little bit more for that. All right, good, Jay. Got it. AMS is 100. I don't have Agency Zoom. So you have AMS 360. I take it? So yes, AMS 360 would be 100.
Yeah, do you work with other agency management systems outside of the Hawksoft and AMS 3 and the Vertafore?
We're bringing on Now Search. I'm working with one of the guys who's invested in Leo and a producer has just gone over to apply to running their major teams, and he's helping us get our Epic and QQ and our EasyLinks integration. It's just a little bit harder to get integration with them, but we're working on that. So I think once we get those two done, we've got a good share of the market done, right?
Yes, you would. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's where I would see the majority of others at if they're not with Vertafore or Hawksoft.
Yeah,
applied since they've made all the purchases. Correct.
Okay, so John, Hawksoft. Yeah, John, we can go back and forth. Hawksoft's going to be doing. I know Paul Hawkins for years, so we're pretty tight with them. On that Hawksoft integration, you're going to get those things where we match up the book of business with prospects. You can look for your renewals. You can look for cross-selling opportunities and win-backs. That's how we integrate. We set up the integration. That's why we charge a little bit more. It's manpower, but we out of the box, it'll come to you with integration with Hawksoft. Okay. I don't have integration with InsuredMine yet. I know Raushan, and that's on our list, as is HubSpot. When the technology is pretty easy to work with out there, as Insured Mine is, it doesn't take very long. Okay. With Hawksoft, what is the benefit of having the integration? All right, Lisa. So the benefit of the integration, these are great questions too. The benefit of integration is really around this client center right here. You have your cross-selling opportunities, your win-backs, and your upcoming renewals. And again, it can be mobile. So you're out, again, on your phone, getting that information. The other thing is we can also run reports, right? Or what are my top carrier reports? So our reporting's pretty simple, just click of a button and you're getting information on your top carriers or top clients or, verticals. What are my top verticals? So a number of different things that we do, and the reporting, as you can see, is very, very quick. And you can download it. You can either send it to yourself in an email or just download it to a CSV right here. Can you push any data from Leo to HS? John, what is HS? Oh, Hawksoft. No, we pull the data and push to CRMs. You can download to a CSV, John, as I showed earlier, right? So if you want to create a report or something and download, I'm almost certain that Hawksoft takes the CSV file as an import. Good stuff. Okay, anything else, guys? Again, I'll leave you with this thought. So I've probably been to 800 agencies on site when I led teams over at Vertafore, and I'm going to be doing conferences down in California. We know there's carriers are, pulling back on some of the personal line stuff. So I think we really help the agents on that commercial lines. And again, the price point I wanted to have was, if you sell one policy in a year, Leo pays for itself. And we're constantly making updates. And this will be my summary at the end. Constantly making updates. The templates are brand new. The searching by workers' comp is about a month old now. So we're constantly, and carrier name and brokerage has been out in the last few weeks. We're constantly making additions weekly. So, and then we also ask for input from our community. Is there a database that you think we should add into here? Is there another searching criteria that you think would benefit you? And the team's extremely quick, extremely nimble, and open to those type of conversations. Kevin's back, so. Okay. Hey, Kevin.
Whoa.
Listen, we've had a pretty good interaction with the team here. So, yeah, any other comments or thoughts or concerns?
I was able to get on my laptop as just not as the host, but I was able to listen. So I agree. There's some good questions, interaction.
Jay's got a question here. Jay, the reason being, so Agency Zoom is, you're stating 79 there, right? We said 67 for the discount for you folks. The difference is the Agency Zoom integration is a direct integration. It's done. All you have to do is when you push on a contact for the first time into Agency Zoom, we'll ask you to log into Agency Zoom. The integration's done. That's it. When I do an AMS 360, I have to work with Vertafore and make sure all the mapping, everything is done correctly with your AMS. First, I got to get access. They grant me access. I'm an Orange partner. They grant me access. We do an email back and forth to you validating that. And then we do the mapping, make sure the mapping's correct. We run a number of different scenarios to make sure that's correct. And that's why there's an additional charge there, because it's a premium product. I would bet you that the reporting I'm doing in my system is probably a little bit deeper and a lot quicker than you're getting in your AMS today. And then it's a better mobile experience. So